In the event the federal government insists on moving forward with its net zero emissions plan by 2035, AESO, the Alberta Electric System Operator, announced that it too has concerns about the 2035 goal. Yet there are still those who say, hey, 2035 is doable. Now, my understanding is the issue is what's doable and what's feasible. Is that right?
It's a couple of things. And it's also, do we have a reliable grid? That's the number one thing that I'm very concerned about, because we've had 7 level 3 alerts in the last year, which means that the power grid is close to failing. And when it gets to that point, some people have get their lights turned off to be able to maintain the integrity of the grid. In normal years, it's 0 or 1. So to have 7 in a year shows that we have major instability. And part of that is that we don't have enough base load that is in the system. We've got, in the next year, we've got 3 major projects, gas plants coming on that will help solve that reliability problem. But we've got virtually nothing else in the queue. And part of that is because of the federal government creating so much uncertainty around what is going to be possible. They are trying to make the public believe that they are being measured and reasonable. Anything but. They are expecting any new plant to come on to be 95% abated of carbon dioxide by 2035. And if they're not, the executives responsible for that company will go to jail for 3 years. That's what they're telling the public. So you can imagine that any business executive I'm talking to who's in the business of power plants, they're saying, my board of directors isn't going to allow me to build a power plant today on the basis that I might go to jail 12 years from now, or somebody's going to go to jail. And so as a result, all we have in the queue is intermittent power. Look where we're at right now. We have 23,000 megawatts of wind and solar in the queue, virtually no natural gas. And when we announced the pause, in fact, it increased the number of people who want to do work here. So now we have 41,000 megawatts of wind and solar in the queue and no natural gas to back it up. The targets they've set out there, the provisions they have, they're not going to be achievable.